So looking at this line, this is linear, the equation is y equals x, or we can write it as y equals 1x. Let's count, let's find the slope of this line. How can I find the slope of this line? So we know that slope is equal to the rise divided by the run. If you have a graph, can you just count the squares, the rise and the run? Yes. What if you didn't have a graph? How would you calculate the slope? Good. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This is, we can pick 2 points on the graph, right? We can pick 2 of the points and we can calculate the slope. So you want to pick 2 points that are easy to read. So let's say, does it matter which 2 points I choose on the graph? No, because the slope's going to be the same for any 2 points, right? Slope is the same every time because it's a straight line. So what if I choose this point? This is right on the line. What's this coordinate? 2, 2. And let's do this one. What's this coordinate? I'll call it B. 7, 7. I want you guys now to calculate the slope using these 2 points. X and Y, X and Y. I want you to calculate it using the slope formula first, okay? Do you subtract? Okay, so y2, which is 7 minus y1. So you call this 2 and this 1 over what? 7 minus 2. What's 7 take away 2? What's 5 divided by 5? Anyone notice anything about this slope and the equation? What do you notice? We just found that the slope of this line is 1, and looking at the equation, there was a 1 in front of the variable, in front of x. Okay, that number, you're going to see this, I'm going to show you other graphs. The number in front of the variable, whatever the variable is, will always tell you what the slope of the line is. Let's count the rise and the run just to be sure that it is 1. So I'm going to choose the same points. Actually, no, let's choose 2 different points. Here and here. How high does this line rise? 1, 2. What's the run? What's 2 divided by 2? Slope is 1. Based on what we just discovered, what do you think the slope of this line is? 5. Let's check. Let's just count. I'm going to choose this point here and this point. You need to choose points that are directly on the grid that are easy to count. How does this rise? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what's the run?
1.
What's 5 divided by 1?
5. Ooh,
Slope of the line is 5. What do you notice about the steepness? Remember we talked about this before? The steepness of this line. Is this line steeper than the other line or less steep? This is steeper, right? Okay. What did you notice about the slope? Was it a greater number or was it smaller? So we can conclude that the greater the slope, what happens to the line? It becomes steeper. So the greater the slope, the steeper the line will be. And I'll show you some more examples, okay? Looking at the equation, we can say that the slope of this line is what?
10.
Negative 10. And look at the direction of the line. Someone said it earlier, Raymond. It's decreasing. So it's falling to the right. It's falling this way, right? Falling to the right. Okay? When the slope is negative. Okay? When the slope is negative,
Negative, fall to the right.
it's going to fall to the right. What happened when the slope was positive? I'll just write it here.
It fell to the left.
It fell to the left, or we can say it rises to the right. Right? Anything that rises going up, it's rising to the right, it's going to be a positive slope. Anything that's falling to the right, going down, it's going to be a negative slope. Okay, now we're going to look at the slope of a horizontal line, okay? The line I just drew is a line that is horizontal, right? I drew a line from A to B. I want you to calculate the slope of this line. You can either count or I'll give you the coordinates if you can't see. A is located at -5, 6, and B is located at 4 and 6. So using the equation, I have y2 minus y1 over x2 minus negative 5. What's 6 take away 6?
0.
What's 4 take away negative 5? 9. What's 0 divided by any number? A big fat 0.
Oh, I was right.
The rise of this line is 0. Think about it. Shh. Does this line rise at all? No, it just runs, right? It's just running. It doesn't matter how far it runs by. Anything that 0 divided by anything is going to give you a big fat 0. So any horizontal line will have a slope that's equal to 0. Any single horizontal line will always, the slope will always equal 0. Now we're going to look at this vertical line, okay? We looked at a horizontal line, now you're going to look at a straight line up and down, a vertical line. So once again, I want you to find the slope. I'll give you the coordinates. This is 2, 6, and this is 3, 1. y2 minus y1. So I have 1 minus 6 over what? 3 minus 2. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake here. This is supposed to be 2. This is supposed to be 2, not 3. 2. This is at, I was wondering why that didn't make sense. This is at 2 and 1. Sorry, so it's 2. Let me erase that. 2 minus 2. What's 1 take away 6? Shh. What's 2 take away 2? I want you to get out your calculators. I want you to try and take a number and divide it by nothing and tell me what happens. You cannot take any number and divide it by 0. So you're probably wondering, well, what's the slope of a vertical line? Undefined is the language we used, okay? It's undefined. You cannot define the slope. It has a rise, but there's no run. It's undefined.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.